what's going on? I got 6-pack of Yankees rumors, but before I get into them, here are my 3 biggest headlines from today. The Rockies locking up Nolan Arenado. Aaron Judge, does he want Bryce Harper? And Miguel Andujar speaks about Manny Machado and whether or not he wants him to be a Yankee. So my very first rumor coming up here, the Rockies, well, it looks like they're going to lock up Nolan. And this has been a rumor that we've been talking about a little bit because we've been wondering, why have the Yankees been so slow this offseason? And a lot of reports are that, well, they were interested in getting Arenado in 2020. Here's the thing, though. The prize of next season's free agency, not actually hitting the free agency market, this really could blow up what the Yankees were trying to do. And we've heard that they preferred Arenado to Machado. Here's the thing, though. The Rockies, it looks like they're really close to signing the 27-year-old, who, by the way, is a two-way player, 6 gold gloves and 4 silver sluggers. And when I hear that this is potentially going to happen, and again, I'm not ultimately surprised. Nolan is a great hitter. And when you look at what this dude has just done his entire career, I mean, it speaks volumes. And then, in 2018 even, I mean, he was a really solid hitter in 2018. He batted .297 with 38 homers, 110 RBIs, and he scored 104 runs. But since this dude has come into the MLB, he's just raked. And I mean, if anybody's looking for somebody to rake up some leaves in the fall, Arenado, man, I don't know if you're free, but he definitely could do it. When you're seeing what he's batting, .291, 186 homers, 616 RBIs, and 524 runs scored. Here's the thing, though, okay? The fact that the Rockies are locking him up, perhaps, just perhaps, they're going to take their attention to another player. And some of that attention might be going to a player like Bryce Harper. But this show isn't about me. I wanted to ask our loyal subscribers who always comment on our Yankees videos, would they want Bryce Harper on the Yankees? So DHertz108, I see your comment, man, and I got you. He says, the porch, the lefty bat, the attitude, my gut says they will get him. So DHertz108, did you put money down on BetDSI that Bryce Harper's coming to the Yankees? You better have. Next one's coming in from Kenny Lopez. Kenny's always the guy blowing up our comments, so Kenny, I appreciate you. You might be one of the most diehard Yankee fans I've seen out there. And he says, definitely, in terms of Bryce Harper coming to the Yankees, need that left-handed power bat. Shout out to all the loyal subscribers. And if you guys want to get on the show, subscribe below, youtube.com/chatsportstv. And if you think I'm a halfway decent guy, interact with me on Instagram and Twitter, @MitchellRenz365. So we just talked about Bryce Harper, so guess what? We're going to slide on in, as my Chris Collinsworth slide in there on Bryce Harper. And Aaron Judge, well, he was made a little bit of an appearance at Super Bowl 53. And first off, sorry to everyone who spent all that money on that game. Probably should have just hung out with Tom Downey and I during our watch party, but, what do I know? Back to baseball. In an interview with TMZ, Aaron Judge was asked whether or not he wanted Bryce Harper, and he said, anytime you can add an MVP to your team, it's going to make it better. So it all just depends on where he wants to go. And he was talking about Manny Machado, and he's also talking about Bryce Harper. Here's the other thing, though. Judge was also asked if he would move to from right to center field in the event that New York was able to sign Harper. And I love Aaron Judge because he kind of giggled, and he kind of, when he said it, he was like, well, he is faster than me. And I just think it's funny because, then it's just such an Aaron Judge statement to me. He's just, judgy. I mean, that's just the way he is. He's kind of giggly. And yes, Bryce Harper is 100% faster than Aaron Judge, but I think Bryce Harper would be the guy who moved to center field. And I just think he's the more athletic player. But at the end of the day, he also straight up said, wherever he wants to play, we'll make it work. And when you see a caliber player like Bryce Harper, everybody wants him on the team. And I can totally, understand why. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But when I look at the Yankees outfield, right? The Yankees outfield, as it stands right now, Brett Gardner, solid player year in and year out. Aaron Hicks, who I think is really underrated. He brings a really strong bat. He's going to be able to sit there in that 4 to 5 hole for the Yankees. But he's also a solid center fielder. And then Aaron Judge in right field. And sure, you got Giancarlo backing those guys up. Jacoby Ellsbury, I think we can all agree, is a blech at this point. And then Clint Frazier, who's still one of the top prospects in baseball. Well, used to be one of the top prospects in baseball. I think he's still really talented. But there's no doubt that this Yankees outfield, super crowded. But now just imagine this, the Yankees outfield with Bryce Harper. It's fun to think about, right? I mean, you got Brett Gardner, Bryce Harper, Aaron Judge, and then, oh yeah, just in case you need Aaron Hicks, or just in case you need Giancarlo Stanton to fill in. Overall, I get it, but here's the thing, okay? Everyone now that I'm reading about with the Yankees and Bryce Harper and Aaron Judge coming out and saying that he wants Bryce Harper, Well, I'm sorry, but no shit, he wants Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper's a great player, and at the end of the day, Aaron Judge is looking at this team and they're like, yeah, that dude's going to help us a lot. He's not the one going to be shelling out the paycheck. He wants Bryce Harper. I totally get it, and I think the fact that all these people now are freaking out over the fact that he's recruiting Bryce is a little bit overrated, but I will say this. The fact that he's recruiting him, I like a little bit, and I've actually already put money down on BetDSI that the Yankees will win the World Series next year, and you guys should too. Go to chatsports.com/bet and use that promo code LIVE120 for 120% deposit bonus. You put down $50, you're going to get $60 for free, but wait, you're going to go for a real home run here. If you sign up and use Bitcoin, you're going to get 150% deposit bonus. So if you put down $100, you get $150 for free. If you don't know what Bitcoin is, I got you. Hit me up on IG or Twitter. I will literally FaceTime you, walk through the process because it's super easy. Hit us up. Hit me up at MitchellRens365. Get on with BetDSI. My next rumor here is around Manny Machado. And what are the chances of Machado signing with the Yankees before spring training? Well, the Yankees packed a whole bunch of buses and 18-wheelers packed with equipment and jerseys, and they sent it off to Tampa this past Monday. Why does this matter? Well, it matters because head coach Aaron Boone told reporters Tuesday he believes that Cashman likely won't add any new players before pitchers and catchers report to spring training. Now, he also said that I think our team is pretty much set, which you can look at it in two ways. You can look at it as the coach just being very confident in his team, which, good. Your coach should be 100% confident in your team. You could also look at it and say, well, no Machado, no Bryce Harper, and it's kind of frustrating because when I think about the top two free agents in baseball, I think we can both agree, or everyone both, I don't know who's watching this with me, I think we can all agree that Manny Machado and Bryce Harper are the top two free agents in baseball. No? I think we can all agree. And I think it's also frustrating when you see that Manny Machado and Bryce Harper have both stated that they would want to play for the Yankees. Heck, Bryce Harper said he would play first base. Heck, Manny Machado's wife has stated that she wants to live in New York. Yankees, what are we doing? I just feel like Steinbrenner's rolling over in his grave, but here's the thing. Like, at the end of the day, if we can't add those top players, it's okay to me. Like, I get the whole issue of it. And when I look at the Yankees outfield, it's still pretty solid, okay? Like, the outfield overall, it's pretty solid. It's locked up there. But the infield is really where I want to turn my attention to, is because this is what the Yankees infield looks like right now. I mean, you got Miguel Andujar, second place in Rookie of the Year voting last year. They signed Tulo, who I think is going to be more of a leader in the locker room than actually being able to play on the field because, well, let's be honest, he can't really stay healthy at age 34. Gleyber Torres is a really young prospect who I like, but I think LeMahieu is going to be able to step up and play second base. Luke Voit. All I'm saying, though, is at the end of the day, if they could add Machado to that infield, that'd be a much, much better infield. All right, the Yankees offseason has been kind of cold, and if this is what the MLB hot stove is, like, can we check to see if the power's on? So I want everybody watching, grade the Yankees offseason. Is it an A, is it a B, C, D, or F? If you want to know what I think, hit me up on IG or Twitter at MitchellRens365. And whoever the dude is that says nobody wants to hit you up on IG, guess what? I'm definitely talking about you. You can hit me up. All right, next one coming in here is around Miguel Andujar and whether or not he wants Manny Machado. And let me start off by saying this, I admire young players who just have the confidence and the ability to back up what they're saying. And when I heard that Andujar wants Machado to come to the Yankees, it made me like this kid even more. And Andujar was asked how he felt and his feeling that Machado, all these Machado talks, right? So obviously there's been a whole bunch of Manny Machado rumors, and obviously Manny Machado could potentially steal Miguel Andujar's position. Here's the thing though, when asked about it, Miguel said if he would have signed with the Yankees, even better. And when he was asked if he's worried about losing his job, he said no, not at all. And I can understand that because when you see what this kid did in 2018, considering his age and considering his ability, I mean, he batted .297, 27 homers, and 92 RBIs. Now, sure, you're going to get a bunch of people who are going to point at him and his ability to play defense, but I think when you consider his age and his upside, I absolutely love Miguel Andujar at third base. So he batted .297 last season. So do you think he's going to be able to get that up to the 300 range? I want to know from you. Do you think Miguel Andujar is going to hit 300 this season? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Be an overachiever and predict what Miguel Andujar is going to bat. If you get it exactly right, and then you hit me up at the end of the season and you're exactly right, I'll Venmo you 25 bucks. You got it? You heard it here. All right, let's go in now to my next rumor here is around DIDI. I love me some DIDI Gregorius. And the good news here is that he's been cleared to throw. So Aaron Boone said yesterday on WFAN that DIDI is good to go in terms of throwing. Gregorius had Tommy John surgery on his right elbow back in early October, and while the throwing program I think is great news for the Yankees, I think we as fans still shouldn't get our hopes up considering that he's 28 years old, and I just don't see him coming back anytime soon. So I would expect Troy Tulowitzki, Gleyber Torres, and DJ LeMahieu really to hold down shortstop until Gregorius can come back. If he's able to come back, I'm hoping he can come back after the All-Star break. However, I think even that at that point is a really bit of a stretch. Good news though, there is still he's throwing, okay, he's getting loose. It's a good sign, but it's a really wicked injury, especially for baseball players. And I never personally did it, but from a bunch of my friends who have torn their UCLs, it's a pretty rough injury. But again, still no timetable for his return. Well, I think when I looked at what DIDI did this past year, he surprised me, and I think we can all agree. I mean, I really didn't expect him to come out as hot as he did. Heck, he hit 27 homers, and he had 86 RBIs, and he really was a solid hitter for the entire season for the Yankees. And his absence is going to be missed in the infield and with his stick. But again, I have a lot of confidence in this Yankees Bronx Bombers lineup because, well, these guys can absolutely smash. So DIDI tore his UCL, or better known as Tommy John surgery. I want to know from you, what's the worst injury you've ever sustained? Can we be creative? I want to see what you guys can come up with. If you want to know what the worst injury that I've ever had is, hit me up for IG or Twitter at MitchellRands365. It was baseball related. Shout out to everybody watching. If you want to get on the show, there's one way to do it. You're going to subscribe below to youtube.com/chatsportstv and interact with me on Instagram and Twitter at MitchellRands365. Good news for DIDI. He started throwing, and you guys can throw away all your old dress shirts thanks to Miz and Maine. Go to comfortable.af to check these bad boys out. I'm telling you right now, they are the best damn dress shirt you'll ever buy. You can wrinkle them up. Actually, you can't wrinkle them up. You can crumble them up. They never get wrinkly. I'm telling you, the website checks out. Go see for yourself. Comfortable.af. Next rumor is around Johnny Cueto, and according to Buster Only, the Yankees may trade Jacoby Ellsbury for Giants starting pitcher Johnny Cueto. Here's the thing. Cueto is coming off Tommy John surgery, and Ellsbury has been, well, I think one of Brian Cashman's worst moves. Now, let's just talk about sense, all right? There's a lot of sense in the millions for Cueto and Ellsbury. Cueto is owed $68 million. Ellsbury is owed $48 million. The Yankees, from what it seems like, will do just about anything to get rid of Jacoby Ellsbury at this point, but does it actually make sense financially? According to Wallace Matthews, the team has a policy on Ellsbury similar to how the Mets did with David Wright, okay? He explained this, that the club could recoup $15.8 million by letting him sit out a year. Here's the other thing though, okay? Johnny Cueto, I don't even know if he's going to be able to play in 2019 because of his injury, and in fact, I don't really expect him to. But all news right now is that Jacoby Ellsbury is going to be able to play in 2019, but we know damn well that Jacoby's had a lot of injury history, and we don't know if he's going to be able to play. But would I much rather have Johnny Cueto than Jacoby Ellsbury? Sure. The other issue with that is, though, if Jacoby Ellsbury is not able to play, we can still save $15.8 million. So again, it's kind of like, how much money do we want to save? But this is the trade rumor that's going around. Johnny Cueto would come to the Yankees, and the Giants would receive Jacoby Ellsbury. Now, the Giants are reportedly interested in an outfielder. I don't know if it's necessarily should be Jacoby Ellsbury, but also from a source here at Chat Sports, the Giants are meeting with Bryce Harper, so maybe they're trying to clear a little bit of cap room to go out and get Bryce Harper. We know that the Yankees have been trying to trade away Jacoby Ellsbury, so I want to know from everybody watching, should the Yankees trade Ellsbury for Cueto? I want you to type T for trade or type K for keep. I'm going to be back next week with some more Yankees rumors, so until then, I'll see you.